Hello guys, this is Hamoudi from Bilu Media and I have another build for you today. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I am Hamoudi, as I told you. No, not as I told you. Okay. Hello guys, welcome. If you are here, you are here. Hello guys. If you are new here guys, welcome to my channel. This is Hamoudi and I am a photographer and videographer and I live in Hamburg, Germany, and I love drones. This is why I am building those drones, because they are simply amazing and you will enjoy it. I have the 3-inch build. I built two 5-inch drone, 2-inch drone and the 5-inch drone, and 3-inch I don't have yet. So today we are building this. This is the HGLRC SECTOR 30 CR frame. It's not built for the O3 unit, and I chose this because I want to use the motors in the normal way. I mean faced up. I have the Foxeer Foxwhoop 25 and the Avata that are pusher setup basically, and I want something different. So this is why a friend of mine told me about this frame, and he's very satisfied with this drone. But since it is not made for the O3 unit, I had to make some modifications and I will show you in a moment. You can use this drone without prop guards, so a normal freestyle drone, and it will work better than with prop guards, but I want to use it in a cinematic mode with people and indoors. So this is why I will use it with prop guards installed. And for the electronics, I am using a stack rather than all-in-one unit, because I bought this for a Nazgul build, but I talked with SpeedyB and they sponsored me with the Master 5 and their stack, and I built this one instead. So I left with this stack and I decided to use it in this frame. It has some issues with this capacitor because it's built in the unit, and I needed to do some modifications in able to connect it properly. I will show you in a moment what I needed to do. I'm using the DJI O3 unit here, and I needed to modify it as well. For the motors, my friend told me he has exactly the same build as this, and he used the T-motor F2203.5. This is 2850 kV. I love these motors, they look really amazing. I have the V-Fly buzzer. For the receiver, I'm using the RADIOMASTER RP1 ELRS receiver, and I'm using it with my RADIOMASTER Tx16S II MAX. This is an amazing radio, I love it. I have a bunch of batteries, 4S batteries, and I have this one. This I use with my Foxeer 2. This is the 720. I have the iFlight GPS 2. I want to install this as well, and for this I printed some TPU mounts for this and for the antenna and for the O3 antenna. Beside this, you have to use some tools. Some of them are mandatory, some of them not so mandatory, but nice. It's nice to have. I partnered with Miniware. Thank you Miniware for giving me all of those tools. This is the ES15 screwdriver, electric screwdriver, and I really love this thing. This is amazing guys. It's not cheap, but it's really worth the money. I had some other electric screwdriver, but it didn't work as this one. You simply have to push the button here and twist your hand, and if you twist it more, rotate faster basically, and you can adjust the power, the torque, the speed, everything, which is really nice. It comes with this package like this, and I printed with my 3D printer this case for protecting and keeping everything what I need safe. And you can simply close it like this, and you can see you can charge it basically from here, which is really nice. I love it, and it's really protecting my gear. I love to protect my gear. And this one is also from Miniware, thank you again. And this is the TS101. It's the successor of the TS100, the popular one, and I simply love it. It's really amazing. I have some irons like this, soldering irons, but they don't compare to this. This is portable, this is small, you can hold it well, and I enjoy it. I basically enjoy it very much. I really recommend this. It's really powerful. And you even can power it from the LiPo battery, from external battery, and directly from the outlet. I have some flux. The solder wire sticks better to the plate if you use the flux. Some pliers, cutter, and a set of tweezers. You need a thing like this, maybe not so much, but it's really nice to have. This is also one thing that is important for me. If you are, as I said in other videos, if you are 20, 25, it's okay maybe, but I need something like this to see better and to see what I am doing. It's really nice, and you have a lot of magnifying glasses to change with this, and you also have a light, but I didn't use it because I have my my studio lights here, so I see very good. And this, guys, this is really, I bought it in the latest build that I made, and it's really amazing. You can use those little things to attach the FC here, or the small components, and work on it. You can use those arms too, and you can use this big arm to attach your entire drone or a big thing, which is really nice. I really love this thing, and it's magnetic. You can move the accessories where you want, and it has feet, rubber feet, so you can stick it to your table securely and safely, and it's heavy. It will not go anywhere. The Weller mat, I really love this thing. As you can see, it almost take the entire table. There is ones on Amazon, small ones, but I don't like to work in small spaces. I don't feel good, so this is why I bought this. It's expensive. It's not like the Amazon ones, but I will leave a link with the Amazon ones and this one as well. And I bought a cloth tape. This is really nice for putting around the wires on the arms of the drone. And of course some heat shrink tubes. I got a lot of sizes and thicknesses and stuff like this. We will start with the frame. For this we have 8 tubes, aluminum tubes, and we simply start putting them one by one here. So this is the frame. It's really simple frame. This is the front part of the unit, and the other plate is in the other side. It's really simple frame, nice and effective. I am using the iFlight F7 Mini, as I told you, and it has a built-in capacitor, which is nice, but the problem is that it's not built for this frame. In the Nazgul one, you have a hole here, and you simply slide the capacitor in the hole, and it will go out of the frame a little bit, and it has the place. It will be flush with the frame. But in this case, we don't have this, and if I use it upside down like this, we can do it, but I will have problem connecting the wires in the FC here. So what I got, I printed those extenders and I will put them here in the frame and extend a little bit the ESC. I have those screws, they are M3 screws I think. We have holes here and here. I will use the front ones, so the ESC will go a little bit further to the front. This is how it looks now. We simply put the ESC here. Okay, perfect. And it's perfect. As you can see, we have a little bit of space, here on the capacitor, I mean. I want to put dampeners on the flight controller as well. This is a little bit easier to put because it has an opening like this, and we install it on top like this. I ended up changing the screws with taller ones because the other ones were too short and I didn't have place for screwing the flight controller. Now it's time to put the DJI camera in front, and for this I told you I made some prints. This is the prints, and those were too long too, and I chopped them from the bottom and from the upper side. As you can see here, it's a little bit shorter, and this comes here like this. One thing that we had to do is to change the screws. Those are tiny screws, so the camera will be like this. The good thing about those is that I can tilt a little bit the camera, and it's really good. So I can put it like this. It's almost front facing, and like this on an angle, which is really nice. So it will be here like this. I think it looks very nice. I need to put some spacers, I mean connect this part and this part, otherwise you will have micro jitter, micro wobbling. So we put this here like this, and one from the other side too. It's a temporary solution, but I will put a permanent one after I receive the tubes. So it looks like this. I think it looks very nice, actually I like it. And I have one more here. It fits very tight, which is perfect. Yeah, really nice. I love it guys, I really love it. I like solution like this, do-it-yourself solution that really work. And now the next step is to mount the air unit, and we have some problems here. The air unit has 30 by 30 mount, and this frame is small and has only two 20 by 20. It's really tight, but I want to secure it more. For this I bought this guy. I actually I bought it and printed, and this has 30 by 30 holes and 20 by 20 holes that fits into the frame. This is how we will mount it to the frame. I have some M2 bolts that will come here like this. So it looks like this, and from the bottom, which is this one, we will attach the M2 screws, those screws. So it will fit something like this. And we have an opening for the USB port here. And this one is the longer screw. So I will put it right here. So now I will attach it like this, but first I want to make some modifications of the cable, because I heard some people losing connection with the O3 unit because the BAC on the flight controller is not strong enough. I will mount the Matic BAC separately to power the air unit, and I will connect it directly to the to the battery, and it has 12 volts, 2.5 amps I think, which is perfect for me. I will remove the wires for the S-bus because I'm not using the DJI remote controller. So this is the wiring diagram from the DJI air unit and the flight controller. As you can see here, this is the plus, the ground, the RX and TX for some OSD data, and ground and S-bus, this is for the receiver, for the remote controller. And I will remove this, and this. Pull this like this, but those I will remove them only from this part, since I have to connect them to the BAC. And those two wires I need to remove them from here too, since they will not be connected at all. This part will be connected to the air unit here, and we will route the wires like this. First, I want to install the GPS and the receiver. I printed this GPS mount from my SpeedyBee Master 5, and I think it works in very good here, but I needed to do some modifications as well here, because if they come like something like this, and because the DJI is really tight here, I don't have space to put them. So what I ended up doing, I have some holes here. I put some stack screw like this, and I attached the GPS module up here. So now I want to put the GPS module here. The GPS has a plug here, and after we will wire it directly to the other side, and it fits like this here. And the HGLRS antenna comes in the bottom like this here, and the other one here. It's a simple solution. Maybe you have a different solution, but this I found very nice for me. And now we put the antenna, and it looks like this. You can adjust a little bit the angle, of course. It's not the best solution, as I told you. It's a little bit out of the box, but it works. And this part comes on top like this. Perfect. I think it looks really nice, guys, for a frame that didn't have the opportunity. I mean, it's not designed for the O3 and the GPS like this and the antenna of the O3. I think this looks really nice. Look how great this looks. I mean, I love this more than my other big drone because I love the way it looks. We can now wire, I mean put the wires like this. Yeah, perfect. I love that this mount has an opening down to reroute the wires, so it will be clean, very clean. Look at this, guys. Is it really nice? It's really good looking drone. I'm serious now. I love when everything works nice, and this is a good example of this. Now the air unit is attached in place and looks amazing. Now we have a hard thing to do. It's not so hard, but it's a little bit fiddly and takes some time. And we have to take the wires and put them in the right order in the plugs here. We have plugs in this FC, so we will not solder here. We will solder some stuff here, but not all of them. And we have to put the wires in the correct order. Let me start with the DJI. You see here I have a bigger plug. We can put the DJI plug right here, but I'm afraid that I will not put it in the right position, so this is why I want to take this out and put them in the right direction, in the right position. We see that we have R1. R1 is this wire right here, the gray one, goes to position 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Perfect, so it's plugged. And we do this with all the wires. And we connect it like this. Those 4 are from the GPS. We have 4 plugged down, and the SDA and SCL, we have to solder them on top here. First the yellow one, next the white one, after the ground, the plus, the 5 volts, and we plug it back. This one is the receiver, and the wires for the receiver, I have them here, and after I will solder, cut the end and wire the receiver in the back right here. We have the white one, this is the T2, the yellow, which is the RX, the ground, and the 5 volts. I want to route it behind the air unit, under the air unit. You have to take your time and not rush, because you have to calculate everything to be perfect, so you will not get in trouble after. And I want to put the receiver right here. I put the receiver right here to solder the wires, those wires to this, and I want to put it in this corner here. We have to put solder on the tabs and on the wires. In this way they will stick better and faster. You can put some flux here. It's not mandatory, but it will help the solder stick better. And we have to heat the pad like this, leave it a little bit and feed the solder right here and just release it. You have to make sure that it's not bridging. It's a good idea to pre-tin the wires. This means to put some solder on the wires so they stick better. So the white wire is the TX, the RX here on the receiver, and the TX and the flight controller. So I will put it on the RX tab. Perfect. The next one is the 5 volts, this one. And the last one is the ground. Just make sure that there is no bridging, there is no touching. This is the heat shrink that it came with. And we put the antenna back here and heat shrink the whole thing. Now I want to prepare the plug for the DJI air unit, I mean the power. Re-tin them again. This is the back unit. As you can see here, we have a 12 volts here, 9 volts here. And in the other side we have out, ground, and in. So basically you have the in from the battery, ground and plus, and the out here. And if you want 12 volts, you simply have to bridge this tab here. Now you can see it is bridged here, and we will have an output of 12 volts on the other side. Flux here, this is the ground right here, and 5 volts, I mean 12 volts. Now we need 2 more wires to solder to the battery pad. So we have the ground from the battery lead here, and now the input from the plus battery lead. Okay, now it's wired, and I want to put some heat shrink so it's protected, because it will be under here somewhere. This one will come here, and those will attach to the battery lead of the ESC. Now let's prepare the ESC, because we will put it here and solder the motors to the ESC and attach the wires, and then it will be some kind of finished. I have those things which are really nice, are magnetic, and they hold really well. You can attach the PCB or any circuit that you want, and it will stay in place. I really like this thing. Put some flux here. We can actually put this in the holes. You have some holes here, some cones, and we can put it like this, which is another way to hold things in place. And they stick really well. So let's heat up the pads and put some solder. Perfect, this looks amazing, super. And the smaller ones. This is the EXT30 battery plug. Sometimes it's a good idea to put some solder. If you see it doesn't stick, you can put some solder here, and it heat up well after this. Perfect. And now heat it. I am getting the wires out of the way so the capacitor will rest good. I want to wire the back for the DJI Air unit. The back is right here, and I have the plus wire and the minus wire, the ground wire. So I will connect it directly to the battery lead here. I want to fix the motors temporarily without the prop guards right now, because I want to see how long I will keep the wires. Okay, so we have the motors. It looks nice already, so I can put them like this and to up, something like this. So I want to put the wires, I think, inside, behind, under the ESC, and to get out, so I can have a longer wire in case of if I need to build another drone and I want to take the motors in other frame. This is the hardest part, I guess. Perfect. I think I like this. It's not really important how you wire, how you connect the wires, since you can flip those, the direction of the motor spinning in beta flight. I will leave a little bit and I will cut those, and I will do the same for all the wires. Perfect. Now I want to pre-tin the wires and start soldering. It's a good idea to twist the wires so they will not spread and maybe touch the other pads near them. Now I want to put some tape here around the arms so the wires will stay nice in place. For this I have some cloth tape. Yeah, super, perfect. I like it very much. It looks really cool and clean. Very, very nice. Okay, perfect. So the next step is to solder the wires. It's really simple process. We need just to press a little bit and that's it. Perfect, guys, we are done with the motors. They look very, very cool. Look at this. It's really fantastic. I am very proud of what I did. Those are the bolts for the stack. They have rubber here so they stay fit, but I don't have space since I changed the screws. I don't have space for these, and I took other M3 bolts without the rubber. So because of this, I will use tiny bit of Loctite, but a little small, not so much. Perfect, perfect. Now I want to solder these wires. So the blue one will go here and the orange one will go to the other side. This is the plug for the buzzer. This is where it will sit. And I have the protection, the side plates that will be here, and I have still access to the button like this. Now let's test it, guys. Let's test if it works and if everything is okay. For this, as all my builds, I recommend you to use this guy. This is smoke stopper, and what it does, basically it prevents you of frying anything here, the electronics. If it detects a short circuit or something touching in the frame, in the build, I mean, in the electronics, it will not get the power directly to the unit. So let's try to do this. I have two batteries here. I don't know if they are charged. Let's try this. Is the battery plug, and the other part is here. I will plug it now. Oh, this is great. This is great, guys. Great. So the buzzer is working, the GPS has light, the HGLRS receiver is here, is lighting, and the DJI Air unit is working. And we have some lights here on the flight controller, and everything is working as expected. So perfect. Okay, so let's close the upper part, and for this I will use those two bolts here because this is a little bit shorter than those, and I need something taller because this is where they put the antenna, different antenna. I don't have it, so I will use something like this. The battery plug will go here. Perfect, guys. Oh my god, this looks sick. This looks sick. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look, it's amazing. I mean, look at this, guys. I can't believe how it looks. It's really good looking drone. I love it. I love it even like this, I mean without the prop guards, but since I will use it mainly indoors, it's good to have the prop guards, and with some props it looks like this. Okay, now it's the final part. We have to install the prop guards. We can use it like this as well if you want, a freestyle drone, and I think it's amazing. It rips, but for me I want to use it indoors basically, and this is why I want to install the prop guards. The prop guards install really easy. You have to put it here, something like this, and you have bigger screws, taller screws in the package. T-Motor included the shorter screws and the longer screws. And it is done, guys. It looks really amazing. I really love it. It looks great. Okay guys, next step is to activate the O3 unit, and for this you have to plug a USB cable here, USB-C cable, and into your computer, and download the Assistant, DJI Assistant 2. I advise you to buy something like this. It is USB-C to USB-C cable, but it has a 90 degrees angle, and it's easy to put it right here, because if you don't use it, the normal cable is hard to plug here. As you can see, it doesn't fit. And you can buy an adapter too, a 90 degrees adapter, and it will fit correctly. It will fit good. I will leave some links of cables like this or adapters in the comment below. So let's connect it to DJI Assistant 2. Okay, so we have the DJI Air unit here, and you click on it and it prompts you to activate the Vista. Start activation. Okay, and it's telling me to allow access. Allow access. I have an account. You have to have an account now. Okay. Start activation. It will be activated on this account, so if something happens, you can get your password via the account that you registered the unit with, and confirm. Complete. So it was really fast. Now the firmware is loading, so we have a new firmware to update. I will update this, and it's starting to download now. Now it's updating. Okay, update complete, and we have to bind it to our goggles. You can use the goggles version 2 with this, but I want to use the goggles 2 that I got with my Avata, because the other goggles I will use with the Caddx Vista and FPV drones. I can use this as well, but I feel this fits better into my face and I see better with the version 2. I have a foam for those, and maybe it will get better when I put the foam. Okay, so first you have to switch to DJI Air unit. Right now it's on the Avata status, and up you have switch and you select the O3 unit. Now I have to plug a battery here. So to bind the drone, you have a small button. It is right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's really small. And the red light start blinking. Don't know, yeah, I think you can see it. And when it starts blinking, you have to press the button here too. Here you have a button, this one, and you have to press it. And there's sound, and now it's connected. Next step, guys, is to connect the receiver, the HGLRS receiver, to the remote controller. I have my Tx16S from RADIOMASTER. It's a great RC. I really love it. I had some issues with it, but it's resolved now. And I have here is the HGLRS receiver right here. It's from RADIOMASTER 2. It's the RP1, I think, yeah. And I will walk you through the process of updating, of configuring the receiver right now. So for this, you have to download a software called Express HGLRS Configurator, and you pick here the release that you want. I want the latest release, and target. You pick here RADIOMASTER 2.4, and the device is the RP1. Great. And all of this you leave the same, and here in the binding phrase you have to put the binding phrase that you entered here. So this one you do, this process you do for this remote as well, and you put an binding phrase. After you put the binding phrase here and you flash the firmware, you do it here. So it has to be the same binding phrase. And we hit build. Okay, we have the firmware right here. I will copy it to my desktop for ease of use. We have to start the drone. And the HGLRS receiver will start blinking fast in a second, and it will enter the wireless mode. Now, as you can see, it's blinking fast. That means that it is in wireless mode. And now we have to connect our wireless network to this Express HGLRS RX. We connect it, and a window should pop up right away. If it doesn't pop out, then we have to go manually. And you can put your binding phrase right here, but I want to update a file via a file, since I already made the file. And here we choose the file. It's in our desktop. This is the one, RADIOMASTER RP, and we hit update. Perfect, update succeed. This means that now if I start my drone and receiver, they will talk to each other and it will be bind. As you can see, we have link here. This means that there is a drone connected. I can start the motors right now, but I don't have it configured and it will not start. I can't do anything because I didn't configure those buttons in Betaflight. This is the next step that we will do. We will connect the drone now to Betaflight and configure it so we can fly it. Now we can use the normal cable because the flight controller is up here and we have access to it like this, and we can start the Betaflight. It is recognized and you can see it right here. So we hit close. First thing that we have to do is calibrate the drone. So you have to put it on a straight surface and hit calibrate accelerometer. And see, this is the representation of our drone. This is right here, and we have to move the drone and see if the drone is moving in the same direction. In this case, it is moving good, I mean in the same direction, and the drone is really okay. I mean it's moving in the same way like we are moving it. Next step is to see the receiver if it is working, I mean if it is mapped correctly. Because we are using HGLRS, I know that we have to choose here serial and crossfire and save and reboot. This is the same protocol that HGLRS is using. And we go back to the receiver tab. Now we see this is the throttle. The throttle is working okay, as you can see. The yaw, this is the yaw, and this is incorrect. This should be the yaw and it's moving the roll. Here in the channel map, as you can see, it's AETR. We should change the A, that is the roll, with the yaw. So we will change, we will put here R and at the end A. So we reverse the mapping of the channels. And now if I move the yaw, as you can see, the yaw is moving, and the roll is moving as well. Pitch forward and pitch backward. So it is perfect, it's working. We have now to activate, I mean to configure the modes. Here we have the arm mode. We have to activate a switch on our drone, on our radio, sorry, to be able to activate the motors, to arm the quad, yeah? And so we go here, we hit add range, and we switch the button that we need in order to arm the drone. I am using this one. You can see it is selected automatically as AUX 1, and when I arm the quad, this little thing moves here, and I have to move this bar so it is here. So when I arm, the value get activated here and I can activate the quad. I hit add range and I am using this one, and it is correct here in the middle, and I want to add a range for the beeper, which is this one, buzzer, and I will put it here. One more thing is the turtle mode. The turtle mode is when you crash and you want to flip it, you can't flip, you can't arm the quad because it's flipped upside down, and you have a switch. In my situation is this turtle mode, and it lets you arm the quad partially. I mean only those two motors or only those, so you can flip it. And for this we have to use a switch, and it is called flip over after crash. I add a range here and
Total mode.
This is the switch that I'm using.
Total mode.
And I have to put it here. Now let's see it is working. Start the motors, the arming. It is not working, guys, because I have the turtle mode activated. And if I have the turtle mode activated, the beeper will start so I can see my drone, and I can use only the throttle and the yaw and all the movements without arming the quad. So let me show you. As you can see. So in order to arm it, I have to switch the turtle mode off like this, and now I can arm it. We have to see if the motors are orientated correctly and are spinning correctly. So for this we have to put a battery, of course. Here I can spin every motor and see which one is spinning. This is one. It should be this one right here because the quad is facing this way. So if I switch this is spinning, which is perfect. Motor number 2 is this one, which is also perfect. Motor 3 is this one. Perfect. And motor number 4 is this one. Perfect. Now the next step is to see if they are spinning in the right direction. If you can see, motor number 4 and 2 are spinning inwards, and motor number 1 and 3 are spinning outward. So in able to see this, I have to put some tape here because you will not see this. I attach some tape here so we can see the motor's spinning direction, and I will put the battery now. And see. So the motor number 1 is spinning in the right direction, so outward. This is perfect. Motor number 3 is spinning the same in the same direction, as you can see. Now motor number 2 and 4. Let's start with motor number 2. Is spinning inward, yeah. And motor number 4 is spinning inward as well. Perfect. So the motor direction is okay. This is the main configuration, and if we go outside and fly it, it will fly. But we have a lot of other things to do if we want. For example, the OSD here is the parameters that you see in your goggles inside, and you can configure it how you want. This is not the way I want to configure it. I want to add the battery voltage and a lot of other stuff, but I will not do it right now. So this is it, guys, for this drone. I really enjoyed very much building this drone. It's really nice because it's not made for the O3 unit and the GPS here, and I made it work basically, and I am really proud of this. I had to print some adds-on, some attachments for the O3 and for the camera, and for the O3 here, I mean the unit, so it can sit on the frame, because the frame is 20 by 20 and I had to print an adapter so the unit fits correctly. And I had to print this GPS mount and antenna from my SpeeDB drone. This is my SpeeDB drone that has exactly, as you can see, the same unit. It's exactly the same unit. and it works really good. I have to do some modification here too because it didn't fit. One thing I want to do more is to weight the drone and show you how much it weighs. It is not 250 below the 250 drone because I have the stack, I have the GPS, I have a lot of other things, but for me it's not a problem. I have the certification, the A2, A1 and A3, all of them I have, so it's not a problem for me. And I have the Foxeer, this one that is below 250. The drone by itself, it's 280 grams roughly. I have here many batteries. I will not use every battery, but I have it, and I will see what battery I will use. This one is the GNB 720. It's really good battery and it's lightweight. I use it with the Foxeer and it's really good. So with this battery it's around 345 grams, which is good, and I am not using the GoPro or something, another action camera, because the O3 is really good, and I don't think I need it, but I put it because I like how it looks. Next I have, this is the same, I have the 750 from our line, and it's around 363. It's a little bit heavier. And next I have the 850 from Tattoo as well, which is 377 grams. And yeah, that's it guys. So let's head outside and try it out and see how it flies. Thank you very much guys for watching. See you in the next build up. Yeah, I enjoyed very much. I really like this stuff, and I hope you like it as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.